Welcome to an exciting journey through the Bible. Today, we are delving into one of the most powerful accounts of faith and endurance, Job's journey of suffering and faith. Job's story is one of unimaginable loss, deep questioning, and ultimate restoration. Tested by intense suffering, he struggled to understand God's purpose, yet his faith remained steadfast. Are you ready to test your knowledge on this incredible story? Let's dive into 25 thought-provoking questions on Job's journey of suffering and faith. Before we begin, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss out. Share your scores and thoughts in the comments. Let's get started. Question 1. What was Job's character according to the Bible? A. Wicked and rebellious. B. Blameless and upright. C. Wise but deceitful. D. Fearful and doubtful. The answer is B. Blameless and upright. In the land of Uz there lived a man whose name was Job. This man was blameless and upright. He feared God and shunned evil. Job 1:1. Question 2. Who initiated the conversation about Job's faithfulness? A. Job himself. B. Satan. C. God. D. Job's wife. The answer is C. God. Then the Lord said to Satan, "Have you considered my servant Job? There is no one on earth like him. He is blameless and upright, a man who fears God and shuns evil." Job 1:8. Question 3. What did Satan claim about Job's faithfulness? A. That Job only served God because he was blessed. B. That Job was the most righteous man on earth. C. That Job's faith would never be shaken. D. That Job was deceiving God. The answer is A. That Job only served God because he was blessed. Does Job fear God for nothing? Satan replied, "Have you not put a hedge around him and his household and everything he has? You have blessed the work of his hands, so that his flocks and herds are spread throughout the land. But now stretch out your hand and strike everything he has, and he will surely curse you to your face." Job 1:9-11. Question 4. What did Job lose first when Satan tested him? A. His children. B. His livestock and servants. C. His health. D. His wife. The answer is B. His livestock and servants. While he was still speaking, another messenger came and said, "The fire of God fell from the heavens and burned up the sheep and the servants, and I am the only one who has escaped to tell you." Job 1:13-17. Question 5. How did Job respond after losing his possessions and children? A. He cursed God. B. He fell to the ground and worshipped. C. He questioned God's justice. D. He sought revenge. The answer is B. He fell to the ground and worshipped. At this, Job got up and tore his robe and shaved his head. Then he fell to the ground in worship and said, "Naked I came from my mother's womb, and naked I will depart. The Lord gave, and the Lord has taken away. May the name of the Lord be praised." In all this, Job did not sin by charging God with wrongdoing. Job 1:20-21. Question 6. What did Job's wife tell him to do? A. Curse God and die. B. Trust in God and pray. C. Seek wisdom from his friends. D. Repent for his sins. The answer is A. Curse God and die. His wife said to him, "Are you still maintaining your integrity? Curse God and die." Job 2:9. Question 7. What did Job suffer from after Satan's second attack? A. Blindness. B. Boils all over his body. C. A broken leg. D. A speech disorder. The answer is B. Boils all over his body. So Satan went out from the presence of the Lord and afflicted Job with painful sores from the soles of his feet to the crown of his head. Job 2:7. Question 8. How many friends came to visit Job? A. 2. B. 4. C. 3. D. 5. The answer is C. 3. When Job's three friends, Eliphaz the Temanite, Bildad the Shuhite, and Zophar the Naamathite, heard about all the troubles that had come upon him, they set out from their homes and met together by agreement to go and sympathize with him and comfort him. Job 2:11. Question 9. What was the name of Job's youngest friend who later spoke? A. Zophar. B. Bildad. C. Elihu. D. Eliphaz. The answer is C. Elihu. But Elihu, son of Barachel the Buzite of the family of Ram, became very angry with Job for justifying himself rather than God. Job 32, verse 2 through 6. Question 10. What was the main argument of Job's friends? A. Job must have sinned to deserve his suffering. B. Job was a victim of injustice. C. Job would be healed if he prayed more. D. Job was being tested for no reason. The answer is A. Job must have sinned to deserve his suffering. Consider now, who being innocent has ever perished? Where were the upright ever destroyed? As I have observed, those who plow evil and those who sow trouble reap it. Job 4:7-8. Question 11. How did Job describe his suffering? A. As a test of patience. B. As heavier than the sand of the sea. C. As a punishment for hidden sins. D. As a chance to prove his faith. The answer is B. As heavier than the sand of the sea. If only my anguish could be weighed and all my misery be placed on the scales, it would surely outweigh the sand of the seas. No wonder my words have been impetuous. Job 6:2-3. Question 12. What did Job long for in his suffering? A. Death. B. Revenge. C. Healing herbs. D. A sign from heaven. The answer is A. Death. To those who long for death that does not come, who search for it more than for hidden treasure, who are filled with gladness and rejoice when they reach the grave. Job 3:21-22. Question 13. What did Eliphaz claim about Job's suffering? A. It was a test from God. B. It was punishment for sin. C. It was Satan's work. D. It would soon end. Correct answer. B. It was punishment for sin. Consider now, who being innocent has ever perished? Where were the upright ever destroyed? As I have observed, those who plow evil and those who sow trouble reap it. Job 4, 7-8. Question 14. How did Job respond to his friends' accusations? A. He defended his innocence. B. He admitted guilt. C. He ignored them. D. He agreed with them. The answer is A. He defended his innocence. But now be so kind as to look at me. Would I lie to your face? Relent, do not be unjust. Reconsider, for my integrity is at stake. Is there any wickedness on my lips? Can my mouth not discern malice? Job 6:24-30. Question 15. Who finally spoke to Job after his friends? A. God. B. Elihu. C. Moses. D. Abraham. The answer is A. God. Then the Lord spoke to Job out of the storm. He said, Job 38:1. Question 16. How did God speak to Job? A. Through a dream. B. Through a whirlwind. C. Through an angel. D. Through a burning bush. The answer is B. Through a whirlwind. Then the Lord spoke to Job out of the storm. He said, Who is this that obscures my plans with words without knowledge? Job 38:1. Question 17. What did God question Job about? A. The creation of the world. B. The laws of nature. C. The justice of God. D. All of the above. The answer is D. All of the above. Question 18. What was Job's response to God? A. He repented in dust and ashes. B. He continued to argue. C. He demanded justice. D. He asked for more answers. The answer is A. He repented in dust and ashes. Therefore, I despise myself and repent in dust and ashes. Job 42, verse 6. Question 19. What did God do to Job's friends? A. Rebuked them for speaking wrongly. B. Blessed them for comforting Job. C. Sent them away in peace. D. Gave them riches. The answer is A. Rebuked them for speaking wrongly. After the Lord had said these things to Job, he said to Eliphaz the Temanite, I am angry with you and your two friends, because you have not spoken the truth about me, as my servant Job has. Job 42:7. Question 20. What did God tell Job to do for his friends? A. Pray for them. B. Send them away. C. Rebuke them. D. Ignore them. The answer is A. Pray for them. So now take 7 bulls and 7 rams, and go to my servant Job and sacrifice a burnt offering for yourselves. My servant Job will pray for you, and I will accept his prayer and not deal with you according to your folly. You have not spoken the truth about me, as my servant Job has. So Eliphaz the Temanite, Bildad the Shuhite, and Zophar the Naamathite did what the Lord told them, and the Lord accepted Job's prayer. Job 42, 8 through 9. Question 21. How did God restore Job's life? A. He gave him double of what he lost. B. He healed him but left him poor. C. He only gave him back his health. D. He gave him a new family but no riches. The answer is A. He gave him double of what he lost. After Job had prayed for his friends, the Lord restored his fortunes and gave him twice as much as he had before. Job 42:10. Question 22. How many children did Job have after his restoration? A. 5, B. 7, C. 10, D. 12. The answer is C. 10. Question 23. What was the name of Job's beautiful daughter? A. Jemima, B. Rachel, C. Deborah, D. Miriam. The answer is A. Jemima. Question 24. How long did Job live after his suffering? A. 40 more years, B. 70 more years, C. 100 more years, D. 140 more years. The answer is D. 140 more years. After this, Job lived 140 years. He saw his children and their children to the fourth generation. Job 42:16. Question 25. What does Job's story ultimately teach us? A. That God is just and sovereign. B. That suffering comes from sin. C. That patience leads to wealth. D. That friends always know best. The answer is A. That God is just and sovereign. That concludes our study on Job's journey of suffering and faith. How well did you do? More importantly, what insights did you gain? Job's story reminds us that suffering is not the end. God's wisdom and justice prevail. Though Job faced loss, doubt, and pain, his faith endured, and in the end, God restored him beyond what he had lost. His journey teaches us that even in trials, we can trust in God's greater plan. Until next time, stay strong in faith, seek wisdom, and trust that God is always in control. See you soon.